It's Base Trade TV.
Rats. The same conundrum as last time. Just barely this load screen takes too long. Rifkin's actually the culprit this time. Caught red-handed with XSplit. Son of a gun.
Should have tried to lay the blame on me anyways.
Yeah, that zombie girl, zombie grub, no, I'm sorry, that zombie grub is taking too long to load.
I thought you were intentionally doing it because you were choking.
Yeah, that's totally what it was. Also, and additionally. But no, this is the main show, guys. Impact, a lowly platinum player versus the unranked Dayshi. This is a low quality match. No, I'm just kidding. This is probably going to be the highest quality match you guys are going to see in a while for TVZ. Again, we had to futz with the music a little bit in the in-game sound, so hopefully they're okay. I will be paying attention to the chat, so if anything's too loud or too quiet, do let us know. But for now, we hop into the first game of this best of 7. I'm Rifkin, joined by Zombie Grub, and I'm really happy to be here, and I hope you guys are too, because spawning in the 7th location, he just qualified for Code A. He's a badass for Maxium. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Zerg player, Impact.
In the top right, as the orange Terran, it is Millennium's Dayshi.
And I want to talk a little bit about something before we get into this, guys. I promise you, we don't have a lot of things to advertise or blurt out about this. That's the wonderful thing about the Money Peak series. As this combination, our subscriber money here on Twitch TV goes towards this, as well as donations. And I want to give a big shout out to Noel. There's a guy on Twitch named Noel, well, it's KN0LL, but he's the one who actually paid for this show match. Not a lot of people donate enough money to pay for a show match outright, but he was generous enough to put $100 in, and he said, I want to see some sick ZVT. Now, granted, I know a lot of you guys have been seeing non-stop ZVT on the channel. We got even a ZVT-only tournament coming up on April 22nd. That being said, we do what you guys want to see. So, if you've even got $2 laying around, if you've got $20 laying around, whatever, if you want to see certain players play, you can donate it to the Money Peak series, and you can attach it out, and if we can get those players, I guarantee you we will. And that's how this is operated. This is our 5th official show match series done through this method, guys. We end up paying for about half of it, if not more, through our own money, of course, but the donations help thrive and let us continue doing what we do. So I'm very excited to be able to bring this to you, because this is very much community-driven.
We already have something interesting coming. Dayshi actually went for an 11-11. That's not 2 racks in the middle of the map, guys. It's an 11 racks inside your base, and an 11 gas.
Do you think this will be for faster Hellions, or is it just going to go with the Reapers?
Just a bit faster of a Reaper, I suppose. Which is going to be actually nice, because Impact went for a early pool. So, I actually wonder why Impact went for an early pool. The Reaper expands so common. You'd have to like catch them with their pants down.
Yeah, it's... I think a large part of this too is going to be the comfort zone, of course. Let's not forget, these maps are going to be played out over the next like several months, guys. This is the new Season 2 ladder map pool, and I doubt anyone's really spent a lot of time practicing on it just yet, but that's why we selected it. We wanted to be able to get a good preview of what we can expect to come in I guess the middle part of 2014. Now, Dayshi will scout the space out, and I do want to remind everybody who didn't see the first game that we cast on this earlier today, this is a 3-player spawn map, and this is a very interesting... The map itself is very interesting as far as the layout goes, but it's still your standard, like, 3 bases, 4 base map, because the third can be taken in either of these locations comfortably for a Zerg player, or hell, even a Terran player. But for sure, Dayshi's not going to want to take this pocket base, because it puts him much closer to Impact's base.
Impact didn't scout, so...
He's scouting right now with those links. I'm curious what he was looking for.
Yeah,
I'm wondering... Raxes, but...
Yeah.
But like, if that was the case, he would have been under attack already, which is why I'm sitting with a question mark as I say it. But
I don't know. Okay, well, this is already interesting. See, the power of what Impact's doing is not in the initial like slow lings, because of course the Reaper's going to beat that outright, right? But it's the fact that in a minute, or actually in 10 seconds, it was a minute when I was thinking about it, the speed's gonna finish. That's a full minute earlier than it used to, so the Reapers had to go back because they weren't sure exactly when it was going to finish to defend. And he's gonna have to wait for probably not just 2 Hellions, but more like 4. Because he has no idea what Impact's doing behind this. Is he getting a lot of lings?
Well, beyond that, he's also seeing the metabolic boost already as well. And you never want to send 2 Hellions out versus metabolic boost Zerglings, because unfortunately, while Hellions do roast Zerglings alive, guys, not in low counts.
Yeah, and not if they're trapped either. So if you have them coming out of the, the base and they get, they're on the rally or they just don't have enough room, although this set natural base is actually really big, then they can get trapped really easily. And that's the power of what Impact is doing. It's kind of a contain. If Dayshi had, just completely not known how to deal with this and build his commands on the low ground, that would probably be dead.
That's a good point, yeah. Being up on the high ground, of course, is always safe than sorry, but it does take a little bit longer to get there. This is one of the situations, though, where he's going to be quite happy that he did just that. Now he's going to have those 2 extra Hellions come out. He's moving out to clean up a couple lings out here. More of a nuisance than anything else, not really a threat anymore.
I'm not sure why they were there. Usually you keep those, you know, to try and snipe the SCV.
Whoa!
But
That's an edge of the map right
oh,
there.
that's a wall! That's a wall, the poor Overlord!
Oh my god, this makes Overlord scouting really rough on this map. I didn't realize that was actually like a physical blocker. I thought that was just part of the terrain, like the doodads. So that actually limits the size of this map considerably for air. I had no idea. That is so cool. And that is
Wow, I want to see Meatless on this map now.
You know, that, because look at this, there's actually not a lot of space to run around the right side. Like, the very far right is the edge of the map. You can't really run northwards. Oh, this is so cool. I had no idea that was a mechanic. I thought that was just kind of like a light field, not a physical wall.
Yeah. I think his Overlord actually would have been fine off to the left, but it got trapped because he didn't know and, you know, clicked past it, and the Overlord was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is wonderful, guys. This is what we get to learn about WCS before WCS starts type thing. But I see a lot of people asking in chat. I want to address this real quick. This has been played on the North American server. It's the middle ground between Europe and Korea, and they both agreed to play here well before we even started today. So these guys are both happy to play it out here, and I don't think that'll be too big of an issue.
Yeah. You notice Dayshi's being pretty precautious. He waited until he had actually 8 Hellions to even really push out, and he made sure to lift the wall and have a wall, knowing that Speed's already out, and Impact's looking to use those Lings. So those Lings try and do a counterattack. It doesn't work. These Queens do a good job, take down 1 Hellion, but honestly, if Dayshi really wanted to, with good micro, he could take on those Queens, but you don't know where the Lings are. You know, maybe there's 20 Lings waiting to try and surround you.
Still a lot of Queens coming in. These drones are really ballsy having transferred here, but
yeah.
You know, Dayshi's kind of, you know, there's a lot of players, we always talk about this, like, units you associate with players, and I think as of most recent WCS days, Hellions by accident are kind of Dayshis now, and he's actually going to do pretty good. He gets past everything here. There's nothing to guard this. Drones are going to be pre-pulled. He will get a decent surround at the start of these Hellions, but as the Queens come, the Banshee's already cloaked. This is getting rougher and rougher for Impact. Slides right on by. Oh my goodness.
Expecting that Banshee.
I don't think he was expecting the Hellions to dive past. 5 Queens on the ramp, but not a thing they can do as 22 drones die. Spore Caller's on the way for detection, but Impact is taking some pretty heavy worker losses, down to almost half that of his opponent at this point. Oh my god. Wow, that's actually going to be game. Wow!
Did not expect that abrupt ending.
I did not either. Oh my goodness.
Impact, you know, I think he was being greedy because of the early not greediness, you know? So he didn't have any Lings to stop that Hellion, even though he got Lings earlier on. They were only like 12.
The Queen should have done the job, though. I think he just wasn't predicting that run by. That was such a crazy thing to do. Let me just go let Impact know the map pool.